female cosplayer, that our slender counterparts get a lot of criticism too, and they deal with the same body image issues that we do as plus size cosplayers. Yes. And they get accused of ED, or eating disorders, I'm sorry. They get accused of, like Kelsey just said, not quite being feminine, and that is a patriarchal opinion that really perpetuates a lot of self-esteem issues, and it really bothers me. So I just want to, like our fellow plus-size cosplayers, just remember that all women of all body types are going through the same struggle we are, and it's really important to be inclusive of them too. That's all I want to say.
So your comment?
And then yes, ma'am, we're going to take one more comment, and then we're going to move on.
Well, my first experience cosplaying, it was a closet cosplay, and I got invited out to lunch. And so all three of us were Naruto characters, and we were just messing around and walking around in costumes, and we shot a video for YouTube, just making fun of ourselves. And even though Naruto was wearing nail polish, all three of us were girls, we were doing stupid stuff. Someone says, that was a funny video, but Chino isn't black, fat, or a girl. And I was just kind of like that really could have ruined it, because I had never been to a con. I was scared to go. And I just kind of sat there and I thought about it, and I was just like, well, is there a Naruto character that's easy to dress up as for cosplay, is, you know, a bigger girl, and is black? Because if you can't find a character for me, then I'm really free to cosplay whatever I want. And you can't say anything about it because it's our video and we decided to do it. We're all messing around, and it's the fact that you pointed out me, that was kind of like unfair to me. So I just I replied back that way, and of course they didn't say anything.
Of course not.
And my friends were all ready to jump on it, and I was like, that doesn't even matter, because it's one person.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have my own friends that support me, and they got me on the cons and now doing all this stuff. Yeah. And so I didn't care about whoever had to say it, you know, that joke.
Yeah. Thank you.
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay. I'll do this one. Okay. So.
Oh wait, are we moving on to the?
Yes, we're moving on to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, just show of hands, how many of you who do cosplay have been trying to do private photo shoots with a photographer, professional private photo shoots? Okay. So a good number of you have tried to do kind of the one-on-one or a group shot, with really nice, high quality photos. So we wanted to talk a little about self-esteem when you're working with photographers, both in private shoots and on the con floor if you're posting and so forth. If you're seeking to do a private shoot with someone that you really admire, really don't take it personally if they turn you down. Every photographer isn't required to shoot every cosplayer, and every cosplayer isn't required to pose for every photographer. And really, if one photographer says, no, I don't really want to shoot with you, find one who will. There's so many photographers at cons now. If you put yourself out there, like on the MomoCon Facebook page, saying, look, I'm bringing this and this, I'd like, someone to do a private shoot with me, maybe we can work out a trade agreement or a paid agreement. You'll find someone who wants to shoot with you. But if you really wanted to work with that one photographer and they turned you down, don't be afraid to actually pay them for their work. And a lot of this goes with, and if anybody does any amateur or professional modeling, this kind of goes with the whole trade for prints. If you're going to do a trade agreement where nobody gets paid, but the photographer gives edited shots to the model, and the model poses and looks adequate enough for the photographer, that's an equal trade agreement. But that photographer that you may have your heart set on working with might not add anything to their portfolio with working with you, and that's not a bad thing. But if you're really set with working with them, pay them. They usually have a rate, or you can ask, what are your rates? I still would really like to work with you. And then the one other thing at the bottom, if you're in a group, this is mostly for photographers, if you're in a group, if you want to take pictures of a group of costumers and they're all from the same series and they're all kind of posing together, don't ask the one whose skin color, body type, whatever, that you don't like to step out of the photo from their group to take pictures of the rest of the group.
I've seen that happen.
That is incredibly rude.
It is rude.
Yes. Now, if you're doing, a private shoot and you're just doing individual shots or character duo shots, that's one thing. But if you're coming up to a group and want a picture and you want, the one person with a different skin color, the one person of a size that doesn't match the rest of them, and it's fine to have those in groups. You should. But photographers should not ask those people to step out of the photos if they're all in a unified series. Now, if you're cosplaying different series with your friends and photographer only wants pictures of your friend, that might just be because they really like that character or that series. They might not know what you're dressed as. That's fine. But if you're all kind of in a unified group, photographers, it is incredibly rude to ask the one person whose skin color, body type, height, whatever, sets them apart to step out from the photo. Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Ice cream.
Taking a long time.
There we go. There we go. Okay. So, you want me to do this one? Or you want me to talk about
I can talk
Okay.
about it. I'm just
Trying to
kind
read
of
it?
blind.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, well, as a healthcare professional, I really advocate that if you are going to make lifestyle changes, you really need to talk up. Well, first of all, you need to have a support system. Second of all, you need to talk to a professional. Don't go to Dr. WebMD or Dr. Google.
Or even ask your friends what they did for others.
And I mean, there's a lot of great things to make lifestyle changes, and then it's okay if you don't want to. Cosplay is not about whether you're healthy or not. It's about accepting yourself and enjoying the hobby for what it is. It should be filled with body positivity and unconditional love
For yourself and everybody else,
yeah,
too.
I think the nerd, I'm going to put this in quotes, the nerd community started because at some point we were into a genre or something that didn't quite conform to society's constructs. D&D, Nintendo, cosplaying, whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm a child of the 80s, so for me it was playing Nintendo and playing paper and pen dice games like D&D. Was the TSR was probably my biggest influence as a young one. If you don't know what TSR is, see me later. That means I'm really dating myself.
I love TSR.
Yay! Anyway, and so at some point we have all felt ostracized because of because we were the nerd at school or whatever, So I think in retrospect, because of that, our community should be welcoming everybody with open arms, and there should be body positivity for everybody.
Yes.
So, we're nerds, we're supposed to accept everybody and love everybody. We are the unifying demographic, I guess,
I mean,
as far as pop culture goes.
It really is. If you really unconditionally love yourself and feel great about what you're wearing, the character, the series, everything about your costume, other people will feed off that, and you'll be able to treat other people with the same respect. And usually the people who don't feel that way about themselves, first and foremost.
We're starting to run extremely short on time,
Yeah.
and we really want to get to the craftsmanship portion of this panel. So we're going to
Go through the next
try to
slides.
we're going to try to get through the next few slides pretty quickly.
So we'll take some questions more towards the end.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna. I mean, you're welcome to still comment and stuff, but for deep thoughts and
Yeah.
discussions, we're gonna kind of try to put some time aside at the very end of the panel for that. Because I think we have a 10-minute grace period
Yeah.
before we have to clear the room. What am I saying?
Clear. There we go.
I didn't have
Okay.
enough coffee this morning.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so
Yeah, so for me personally, I've made some costuming choices based on whether that character had a variant or not. That's just my personal thing. I'm not saying anybody else has to make that decision for themselves. I personally, being a US size 20 and 250 pounds, am not always comfortable with picking characters that bare midriffs or have a ton of cleavage, or I have my personal aspects that I like about myself and the ones that I don't necessarily want to have exposed in public for cosplay photographers, etc. So I like to, if I have a character I really want to do, probably my best example that I can think of for my personal portfolio is Morrigan from Dragon Age. It's one of my favorite characters of all freaking time. I love Morrigan. I've cosplayed her. Tomorrow will be my second Morrigan costume. But Morrigan wears, if you have played Dragon Age, you know what I'm talking about. Her default outfit in the game is very skimpy. She has midriff showing. She has plunging cleavage, bare back. Those were aspects of myself that I was not comfortable with as a seamstress or as somebody out in public. That was just my personal decision, so I opted to cosplay the Sacred Ashes version of her, which is from an E3 short film. It was a much more conservative costume, and tomorrow I'm wearing her ball gown from Dragon Age Inquisition, a very conservative costume. Still kind of seductive, but it wasn't showing as much skin as I was afraid to. I guess hopefully that makes sense the way I'm explaining it. So for those of you out there, if you are of the opinion that you prefer to find a variant to cosplay because the character is wearing something you're not comfortable with.
Like Yoko on the
Like
screen over there.
Yoko Littner was the best example I could come up with. It's okay if you want to wear the default outfit. You go. You rock
Exactly.
it. It's all good. You wear it whether you're size 0 or size 30. You go. But if you are like me and you want to find a variant, she also has this very sexy school teacher outfit.
Yeah.
So, I guess the point we want to get across is don't be afraid to research your options. If you have a character that you're just